Alright, chapter 3. This is going to be the last of the flashback chapters. Once we get past chapter 3, chapter 4 is then going to the battlefield for the first time, and then you're going to start seeing action for the first time. So when you go to look at chapter 3, the very beginning of it is going to introduce reinforcements to the group. From chapter 1 at the very beginning, you remember that they had lost half of their unit in the previous battle. So before they go out in chapter 4, they have to reinforce with about half. When the reinforcements show up, Paul and the guys act as if they are so much older. They are, in fact, only 2 years older than those new guys coming in, but 2 years of experience on the World War I battlefront, it makes them significantly older. Once they get past introducing themselves to all the boys, they talk about Kaczynski for a while. After he introduces him in chapter 3 as Kaczynski, he's going to be known for the rest of the novel just as Kat, K-A-T. That's going to be the abbreviation. Kaczynski is just too long, and quite frankly, it's too formal for the relationship that he's going to have with them. He spends just as much time talking about how much they love and respect Kaczynski as he did talking about how much he hated Himmelstoss in the beginning. So they talk about how much they respect him. After they talk about how much they respect Kat, they have a different conversation. And the conversation that comes up is going to be one of what happens when men get power. And I'm sure that you have seen in some facet of your life that when a person gets power, it can change them. And sadly, power often changes people for the negative. They bring up Himmelstoss again. They say, well, he just was a postman. He delivered mail for a living. How could he become what he is now? And it's very simply because of that power. After they discuss that, you get to page 22, and down at the bottom of 22, Jodin shows up. He's so excited that he stutters, and he says, Himmelstoss is on the way. He's coming to the front. Well, guys, you can probably guess that if you are a basic training instructor, during a war, especially one like this one, it is not a job that you want to leave. So if Himmelstoss is coming to the front, it means that he did something bad. It means that he screwed up. It means that he's almost being punished. After he says that, they do one last significant flashback. And the last significant flashback is regarding Jodin and why Jodin hates Himmelstoss so much. Because all of the other things that were mentioned in chapter 2 for why the guys disliked Himmelstoss so much were relatively in bounds for what a basic training instructor could do. What he did to Jodin was humiliating on a personal level. And because it was personal, because it was humiliating, it led to what you're going to see at the end of chapter 3. Do not try this at home, please. But if this memory is what Paul chooses to share in the moment that he hears that Himmelstoss is coming to the front lines, it means that even though 2 years have passed, this is the only thing that they can think about. When Himmelstoss does show his face in chapter 5, it's probably not going to be very pretty. When you get to the end of chapter 3, just like we've done for chapters 1 and 2, you'll pick a character, you'll write a letter home, you're going to put that on our Google Classroom. As always, if you have any questions, please ask. And again, this is the last of the flashback chapters, it's the last of the character building chapters, and then we're going to get into chapter 4 where there's actual trench warfare action. Alright, talk to you later.